81, 82.
81, 82, that's when it all started.
Nigga started DJing. You know what I'm saying? Nigga took his daddy turntables and went with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what kind of turntables. One was a Pioneer, the other one, I don't know what the fuck it was, but I made it work. I made that bitch work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have no pitch control. You just had to hold it like this.
That's right.
Slow it down or whatnot.
That's right. That's what we did.
But the New York shit got me started into the shit, of course. You know, because New York had it going on with what they was doing. So, you know, Grandmaster Flash.
Right.
And the Herbie Hancock Rocket. You know what I'm saying? And who else? Shit. Cool Hurt. Red Alert. Red Alert wasn't like, you know, but he was on the radio, so, you know, he was playing all the new hip-hop stuff, you know, that. And I used to go to New York and get all the New York hip-hop stuff, bring it down, because nobody never heard it before. I think I was first person to have the Scorpio record, the Grandmaster Flash, before anybody did, so that got me into it, but I was DJing for a little while. I think I started getting into making beats. But yeah, that was, I want to say 85, 84, 85. One of my friends came from Japan, and he was in the military, and he had a whole bunch of equipment he bought in Japan. He had a Roland 606. I don't know if you know about a Roland 606. I used to call it a Freddie Jackson drum machine because it had the same drums as Rock Me Tonight. And let me see. I had a Jupiter 6. All this he gave to me, and I just started playing with it. Nobody never taught me how to work it. He didn't know how to work it. He just bought it. And I just started playing with it. And I ran into this girl named Tammy. They used to call her Easy T. And I can't even remember how I ran into her. I'm trying to think how I ran into her. Might have been from this dude named Mr. X, God bless the dead, because I was doing some stuff, dude from New York. Anyway, we connected, and her daddy was real cool, and he wanted to get into this music thing real deep, so he turned me on with this dude named Sergio. He used to have a studio out there off Counter Road. He did gospel. But he turned me on with him. Me and Sergio connected so good that shit, they gave me it was a little back room. He like, nigga, you sleep in the back room. You know what I'm saying? And learn how to work this board, this drum machine right here, or whatever keyboards, or whatever extra you want to work with. So daytime they be playing gospel music, doing gospel. Nighttime I come in there and just start touching stuff. So I started learning how to work stuff. Sergio come in, he'd be like, damn, how you learn how to do that? Hey man, I just started playing with stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I just got caught on real quick on that. But then Raheem came in. I think we turned Raheem on to the studio. Raheem came and did Raheem the Dream there. Raheem basically knew what he wanted to do, but he just didn't know how to program it. You know, I want to say personally, Raheem had it in his mouth what he wanted to do. He just needed the person to program it. So I think Sergio programmed the track for him, and then Toomp made the cuts. But you know, that was the first record that we really fucked with that came out that did something did something in Atlanta. Then from there, I think Sergio and Mr. Clark kind of fell out, and from there, Mr. Clark wanted his own studio. I was like, yo, we can get our own studio. So we put a studio right there on Camden Road. I hooked up with another friend of mine, Chris Cawthorn and James Cawthorn. And we did a studio and we made it a hip-hop studio. Nobody was doing a hip-hop studio back then. Really wasn't really nobody really. There was people doing hip-hop, but we didn't get no radio, no nothing. So nobody, the only person people knew who was doing any hip-hop was Mojo. Or at that time, Shady came out. You know, few other people, low key, Raheem the Dream, whatnot. But then Kilo was about to start coming out around then, you know, but, you know. And a few other people. So we did a hip hop studio, but what we did was we went and bought every hip hop machine that people needed for a hip hop studio. So we bought the 808, the 909, 727, the emulator, the Tom Sequential. I don't know if people remember the Tom Sequential. And that was the first machine that used to play drum sounds in reverse that I know. The only drum machine we didn't have that everybody had was the Linn drum, because the Linn drum was too expensive. So we didn't get the Linn drum, but we was the first hip hop studio. So we was, you know, it was right there on Camden Road, right there by across the street from the Crystals, over there by the Low and stuff. So we started getting a lot of people coming in there, and we recorded the Raheem's second single, which was Eliminator. Plus we did the Tammy. So we did the Tammy thing. The first, her daughter, Mr. Clark's daughter, Kicking Butts. We did that on Candler Road. But we did the second one we did. That's when Cootie C came in, and we started doing stuff. And he started doing stuff. We did Destroyer, the second single over there. At that time, Shady was getting ready to go on a tour, and he wanted 2 DJs because Dougie Fresh and them was doing their thing with 2 DJs. So he came to the studio, and he was actually wanted the Toon to be the second DJ, but Toon was still in high school, so he came looking for Toon. I gave him the address and the phone number to connect with Toon. He went over there to holler at Toon. But his mama was like, nah, he ain't going nowhere. He in high school. You know what I'm saying? So, he turned...
John.
He turned back around, came back to the studio. It's like, yeah, man, Toon mama wouldn't let him go nowhere. So he's like, I need a second DJ. You wanna go out on the road with me? I was like, yeah, shit, yeah, I'll go out on the road. So that's how I ended up start working with Shady. And I started DJing for Shady on his first album. So
that's the second album, huh?
No, I started on this when his first album was already out.
Oh, okay.
And so I was DJing for him. Then I didn't do nothing on their first album.
Right. I got you.
You know, it was already out. So we was out on the road for a little bit. Then Toon graduated. And then him and Man kind of fell out. So he got rid of Man. So then he went back to Toon. Now Toon can go because he graduated. So now me and Toon was the DJ. So then we did Come Correct, an '88 album. So Shady did some of the tracks, I did some of the tracks. I made tracks. Shady knew how to make tracks. He made tracks off of the drum machine that he knew how to do, which was the 909. But he didn't know how to work with this SP1200. So I started showing him how to work the 1200. So he was making tracks. He started making tracks on 1200. So me and Shady did the Come and Correct on 88. We did the Come and Correct album, and I did half, and I said Shady did half. And then we brought a guy named Tony Rock on with us, and
Tony motherfucking
Rock, yeah, right. And we did a single with him. Shady did the bass track, and I did the B-side track. You know, so Come and Correct did pretty good. Was out on the road doing our thing, and then we was about to go ahead and start working on our third album, and some situation went on with us not. Well, we actually found out we left Luke. We found out we can leave Luke, and we left Luke because Luke wasn't paying a person right. You know what I'm saying? But shout outs to Luke because he gave a nigga a chance. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Even though the funds wasn't right, you know, it was good to bad. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't know business like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we started working on the new album that Shady was working on. Now he was had his own record company, and me and Shady had a fallout because I was trying to do something, and then on some studio time with a company, and Shady changed his mind and on doing it that way, and I relayed a message to a certain person. The person went back and told Shady what I relayed, and next thing I know, I'm out the group. So we left, you know, it was like that. So, but it wasn't no thing, you know, it was one of them. We was young, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, so my next thing was one of the people that used to be with Shady was his manager. We he called me one day out of the clear blue, and we connected, and he was actually, his name was Rodney Terry, called him Cool Collie. He actually was, at the time, was working promotion for Def Jam, but he wanted to still get back and do some other stuff, so he found out I wasn't with Shady no more. And he was like, let's get together and do something, so started getting together, and actually Tony Rock called me and said he's going on the road on tour. So we started I went out on DJ with Tony Rock on tour, and that's when I ran back into Luke, and Luke knew I produced, so Luke was like, wanted to sign me as a producer, but he wanted me to do exclusive. I didn't want to do exclusive, and I wanted a certain percentage. So he wouldn't do it. So for about 5-6 months, I ain't hear nothing back from him. And then finally he called back and said, let's do it. So you know, I'm back in Miami doing something, signing the contract with Luke. So signed the contract with Luke, did his first album, which was banned in the USA. Did like, actually brought another producer, was a friend of mine, Coolie C, excuse me, down there with me, and we did 5 songs on his banned in the USA album. And from there, next thing I know, I'm stuck down in Miami. As soon as I get through doing that album, I'm on somebody else's project. So I did some stuff with some other people on some other labels, and then Poison Clan project came up, did something for Luan Love, or anybody remember Luan Love, but they never put it out, you know. But Poison Clan album came up. The first album was already out, and they's getting ready to start working on the second album, and Mr. Mix and them had parted ways with. Two Live Crew had kind of parted ways with Luke at the time. So he needed another producer to produce Poison Clan. So I said I'll go ahead and do it. But at first, Debonair, the rapper from Poison Clan, was doing the album. But he was coming over to my studio and my stuff, and I was giving him stuff to do, what to do with, so he's picking out stuff and going ahead and do what he do. So they was like 7 songs in, I want to say 7, 8 songs in, and then they fell out with Luke. And they took the masters and erased every song they did. And Luke somehow got connected with JT of the Poison Clan, and they worked out a new deal. So JT came back. Debonair didn't come back yet. He stayed and worked on his stuff. So now we doing the album over again. So this time I'm doing the album. So maybe I want to say 2 to 3 of the songs we redid over that Dev actually did. But we redid it over, changed it up a little bit, but it was basically the same thing. And then the rest just did it all by myself, except maybe 3 songs, which Devastator did, Shape What Your Mama Gave You, of course. Navik did, what was that? Whole Stories. And I think he did Something For You Raggedy Hoes, which was a song that Dev did.
Who was that?
Too. Something For You Raggedy Hoes.
Who did that?
A dude named Navik on the beat. Navik on the beat.
Okay.
And then Eddie, that was the engineer, did the No Haps. Everything else I did. So, because I fell out with Luke and I left, so I didn't get a chance to finish the whole album. Other than that, I would have finished the whole album, but I didn't get a chance to finish the whole album. But anyway, I came back. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, anyway, make a long story, started working with, next project I did was Bust Down out of New Orleans. They had the Nasty Bitch.
Yeah. Remember that.
And worked on his album. And I think I did every song on there except one song, which then Toomp started working on tracks. And Toomp did a track on there called Was Worth It.
Okay.
You know, that's probably his first track he worked as far as doing something on the loop. He did another song on a dude named Bally and the Fat Daddy. It was on Hot Production. That was his very first track. Very first track, I want to say that was 92, 93, something like that. 92, 93. You know what I'm saying? So, other than that, I just started working on different people, man. Did the Luke album, the next album, Shit on My Mind, which was I Wanna Rock on there. Devastator did I Wanna Rock. I did the Breakdown and a couple of other stuff on there. And I'm trying to think who else was did some stuff. This is most of these stuff on this label, you know what I'm saying? So, well, basically, after I left Luke, I did a song on Trick album when he was with Slipslide, the very first album. What was the name of that? Gone With Your Bad Self. I did a remix of that on there, and then make it funny is because my homeboy here right now. We did a remix on Trina's. Me and him.
Yeah, me and him did the Be Alright remix.
Be Alright.
For Ludacris and Trina.
Ludacris and Trina.
Yeah. Rich cash flow. Yeah. He taught me how to make beats, by the way. You feel me? It's about him.
That man knew how to make beats.
Nah, nigga. I ain't know how to program.
Anyway. Just trying to think who else. There's so many people I've been across, man. I did a song with Slick Rick. That I never hear out. It's funny too because I did.
You got a copy of that?
I'm trying. It's on an ADAT tape.
Okay.
And the funny thing about it is, when we did the song, because it was me, Slick Rick, and Dynas. Dynas was the one that brought him down. And after he did the song, he was supposed to go on the Tom Joyner cruise, and that's when he got locked up because of the violation that he couldn't go on the cruise, and he had to go back in jail. And it was fun. It was funny, weird that that happened. You know what I'm saying? I worked with this group called Trader Hardaway. Yeah, that was out of Miami, and we did some songs with did a song with Too Short, Pimp C did a couple of tracks, and Ski came down and produced along with it. Who else is on that doggone thing?
Now, Mike, where are you from? Where you born and raised?
Oh, I'm a mutt now. I'm born and raised. I was born in New London, Connecticut, and the only reason why I was born in New London, Connecticut, was my daddy was a E8 Navy, so I was practically damn near born on the damn near submarine. So I don't know nothing about Connecticut, nothing. And then I stayed in Brooklyn till probably when I was 5, 6, and then moved to Atlanta. Okay. And then I was in Atlanta all the way up till 87, 88. And I moved to Miami. Okay. And I was in Miami all the way till 2004, 2005, moved back here. Okay. Something like that. But yeah, I'm a mutt, man. Anything might come out of my mouth, from Shorty to my nigga to your son.
Well, that's good, man. That's great. Right. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Great interview, man. Yeah. You got some more you want to add?
Soundtrack.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I did a soundtrack. I did
the New Jack City and all that.
Yeah, New Jack City. I did a song on New Jack City movie. I did a song on Boys in the Hood movie. Something else I'm missing.
Did you do Hoochie Mama?
No, that's Mr. Mix.
Mr. Mix, okay.
Mr. Mix did Hoochie Mama. Can't think of something else. But anyway, them two movies I did something on. Man, there's so much shit. Sometimes I can't think on, I have to think on shit, that people I ran across and did some shit with. But it was good. It was a good run, and learned a lot of stuff. I wish I could have learned faster. You know what I'm saying? But out of anything that I learned, is that some people you trust in are the ones you got to watch. And And they can be your closest. You think your friend?
Not in this business, huh?
Not in this business, boy. Or not in any business.
You right.
How about that? Because everybody wants to be take what you have.
It's about the fame, glory, and the dollar. Huh?
Yeah, man. You gotta watch, and I miss that. You know, that's probably what made me get out of the music business.
Yeah.
Cause the business side wasn't good.
Right.
Cause I will say this. When Slip and Slide first started, I helped them to get their studio. I hooked their shit up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was working with them first. The next thing you know, they don't holler at a nigga no more. I'm like, damn, you know, but that's the shit you go through. You know what I'm saying? But everything they had in their studio, I helped them. I told them what they need. I told them to help them. I hooked it up for them. You know what I'm saying? Practically down there building. But at the end of the day, all is a learning experience. So I ain't mad. But I am mad that person's taking my credit and saying they doing tracks that they had no way of doing. So I got a problem with it. I don't understand why a person would even say that when they got their own goddamn trademarks of shit they did. So you need to cut that shit.